Welcome to Level Up Your Selfie, the podcast where we cut the BS, embrace the mess, and turn our lived chaos into creative superpowers. One brutally honest episode at a time. I'm your host, Angelina Milaiki, artist, AI whisperer, recovering perfectionist, and today, apparently the Swedish Grinch with glitter mascara tears. Because babes, we need to talk about Christmas, not the Pinterest perfect, Hallmark movie gingerbread scented version. The real one, the heavy one, the one you're trying your best to survive while smiling through financial stress, family trauma, and that weird aunt who keeps asking, "So how's business going?" Yeah, that Christmas. I used to love Christmas, like borderline obsessed. Full body excitement, calendar counting, glitter in my veins level obsessed. Before life happened, before trauma happened, before I learned that magic can exist in the same room as pain. My childhood Christmases were pure dopamine. My grandfather baked at least 10 different cookies every year and forced us to taste every single one of them during fika, like it was the Swedish Hunger Games. Eat this one. Now try this one. What do you mean you're full? You have 7 left. It was chaotic, but it was love. My mom made knek, the kind with chopped almonds, and she'd do that old school Swedish snow test, dropping a spoonful in the snow outside to check if it was lagom. Not too soft, not too hard like a tooth-breaking hazard, not so sticky that you end up chewing the paper wrapper because you physically can't peel it off. It's a family skill set, honestly. Our house turned into a cozy Christmas explosion. We decorated the tree with ornaments that had entire histories behind them. The ones we made as kids, the ones passed down, the ones that were ugly but had emotional value so they stayed. We had Advent candles nestled in moss, porcelain Santas on every surface like tiny ceramic guardians. But my grandfather, he took Christmas collecting to an Olympic level. He had a wall-to-wall glass cabinet in the basement filled with hundreds of Santa figurines. Big ones, tiny ones, wooden ones, glossy ones, creepy cute ones. And here's the plot twist. He kept them on display all year. Not just at Christmas, all year long. I used to sit on the carpet in front of that glass cabinet and stare at them for ages. It felt magical, like they were their own secret community of little protectors. And yes, me and my sister fought over one elf doll every year. Who got it in her room, who borrowed it unfairly, who was being elf selfish. It was dramatic. We treated that elf like it was the family crown jewel. There was Lucia choir rehearsals, white gowns, red sashes, candle crowns. One year, I was chosen as Lucia in junior high, one of the proudest moments of my teenage life. I felt seen, special, chosen, glowing from the inside. Christmas smelled like pine, felt like safety, looked like magic, or at least I thought it did, because there was also something else. Something I didn't have words for back then, a shadow, a tension under the glitter, a feeling that something could go wrong at any moment, a body that learned to scan for mood changes before anyone spoke, a nervous system wired for survival before I ever knew what that meant. Because addiction lived in our house too. My dad's drinking was the secret we wrapped in tinsel and pretended wasn't there. The thing everyone tiptoed around. The elephant in the room with a Santa hat. So every Christmas came with this quiet, anxious question. Will this be the year it explodes? It's wild how the body remembers things long before the mind does. How the fear sneaks in under the door frame, mixing with the cinnamon and cardamom and pine. How tradition can sit right next to trauma at the same dinner table. I didn't know it then, but those Christmas shadows planted roots in my nervous system that would follow me into adulthood, repeating the pattern as an adult, trying to make the perfect Christmas. Fast forward to my adult life, kids, bills, business, artist life, 10,000 responsibilities stacked like wobbly Tupperware. And there I was, every December, trying to recreate the Christmas magic of my childhood, while hiding the cracks no one was supposed to see. Because somewhere along the way, I had internalized this belief. If I make Christmas perfect, maybe my kids won't feel the chaos I grew up with. Maybe they'll feel safe. Maybe I can undo the shadows of my past by overperforming in the present. So I became a one-woman Christmas factory. Every year, I made the full Swedish smorgasbord: meatballs, little sausages, pickled herring, beetroot salad, Janssen's temptation, ham eggs with caviar, gravlax, cheese boards, desserts, gingerbread, everything you should have. Even when I couldn't afford it. Even when I was creatively and financially drowning. Even when I was hanging by a thread emotionally. Perfection is a prison, babes. And fear? Fear is a terrible interior designer. It decorates everything with shame, guilt, and the constant pressure to perform. And then, add my dad. My dad, who was alone after his bankruptcy, after his divorce, after losing everything. My sister was in Florida. My mom had remarried. He had no one but me, and he was struggling more than ever with his addiction. So every year I invited him. Every year I cooked extra for him. Every year I held space, hoping this Christmas would be different. Every year I prepared a plate, kept a chair open, and waited. And so many times he didn't show up, and I would stare at the untouched food, the plate I made for him, and feel that familiar ache from childhood. The disappointment that burns, the fear that tightens your chest, the guilt that whispers, maybe you're not enough. Maybe you didn't do enough. Maybe you could have saved him. And that emotional hangover, the one you get from trying to save someone who cannot be saved, it follows you. Even when you know better, even when you're grown, even now. But there is one Christmas memory that still stings like a knife, even today. I remember this Christmas, my boys were maybe 6 and 7 years old, and they were buzzing with excitement in the back seat. We were heading to celebrate with my then husband's family. Snow, presents, food, warmth. A normal Christmas, whatever that means. We drove by to pick up my dad. He came out holding a plastic bag of Christmas gifts, the kind of sad, see-through bag that already tells a story of struggle. He got into the car, and the smell hit immediately. Alcohol, heavy. Sharp, undeniable. And my stomach dropped. My chest tightened. My pulse went into panic mode. We drove, maybe 2 kilometers before the tears started burning behind my eyes. I was shaking. I couldn't breathe. My nervous system went straight back to childhood. A trapped little girl in a grown woman's body trying to protect everyone at once. I knew what was coming. I knew what that smell meant. I knew the chaos that could unfold in front of my children, my partner's family, and everyone who had no idea what I carried. And I had to do something that broke me. We stopped the car, and I turned around and said the hardest words I've ever spoken to him. Not this Christmas. I can't let you ruin this for us. I watched his face fall. I watched the shame wash over him. I watched the little hurt boy in him that mirrored the little hurt girl in me. He got out, still holding the plastic bag, standing alone in the snow. And we drove away, and I cried the entire way. Silent tears, panicked breaths, trying not to ruin my kid's Christmas, trying not to collapse. It was his birthday too, December 25th, Jesus Day. We used to joke about it, but there was nothing funny about that moment. Nothing prepares you for the feeling of choosing your children over your parent. Nothing prepares you for being the grown-up when all you want is to be the child. Nothing prepares you for disappointing someone you love to protect the family you're trying to build. That memory still hurts. It still feels like failure, even though it was survival. It still lives in my Christmas bones. And that's the thing about trauma. It doesn't care how old you are. You can be 40 years old and still feel like the lost 7-year-old who doesn't know how to make everyone safe at the same time. Trying to be everything for everyone. Trying to fix the unfixable. Trying to perform the perfect Christmas. It nearly broke me. And honestly, sometimes it still does. The losses that made Christmas even heavier, when life said, here's some more grief, Merry fucking Christmas. Because that's how it felt. Like the universe stacked everything at once, right when I was already on my knees trying to survive. My ex-mother-in-law died from a heart attack just before Christmas 2020. She was like a second mother to me. a safe, warm, stabilizing presence in a life that often felt like chaos. Her loss hit deep, not just emotionally, but symbolically. She represented family roots continuity, and suddenly she was gone. And then 1.5 months later, in early 2021, my dad died. A heart attack, just like hers. Same suddenness, same shock, same feeling of the world jolting off its axis. 2 heart attacks, 2 parental figures, 2 funerals in less than a season. And I had no emotional stability left to handle any of it. But life wasn't done, because while I was grieving them, I was also about to grieve the betrayal of my marriage. No closure, no answers, just a slow motion collapse of the life I thought I was building. I was grieving the person I lost, and grieving the person I used to be before everything broke. And Christmas, oh God, Christmas became a trigger. It wasn't just a holiday anymore. It was a graveyard of memories, ghosts, and unfinished conversations. The season started to trigger 1,000 ghosts at once. The ghost of my dad, standing outside with that plastic bag of gifts, the last Christmas he attended sober, the promises, the apologies, the ache. The ghost of my childhood fear, that hyper-vigilant girl scanning for mood shifts, trying to prevent explosions. The ghost of not being enough, as a mother, daughter, entrepreneur, human being trying to hold it all together. The ghost of financial stress, the pressure to perform a picture-perfect holiday even when money was barely stretching. The ghost of burnout and recent sickness, flu, root canal, exhaustion, and 0 sick pay. The ghost of comparison, watching perfect families pose on Instagram with matching pajamas, while I feel like my life is patched together with duct tape and willpower. The ghost of betrayal, the shadow that whispers, if you were lovable, they wouldn't have left. If you were worthy, they wouldn't have lied. And on top of everything, like I mentioned before, my dad's birthday is December 25th. Same day as Jesus. We used to joke about it, the chosen one. But after he died, the date became a wound. How do you celebrate Christmas when it's also the birthday of someone you couldn't save? How do you sing carols when your body remembers trauma in its bones? How do you decorate a tree when grief is sitting in the corner like an uninvited guest? Some years I wonder, am I cursed? Is this karma? Am I destined to end up alone like he was? That fear is sneaky. It enters the room wearing old memories like perfume. It smells like abandonment, loss, and those nights I cried in silence while still hosting everyone and being strong. But here's the truth. The part trauma always tries to hide. Trauma talks in fear. Grief talks in ghosts, but healing talks in truth. And the truth is, I am not cursed. I am not doomed. I am not repeating his fate. I am not destined to be the lonely one in the snow holding a plastic bag of gifts. What I am is someone who's carrying a lot. Someone who survived too much in too short a time. Someone who hasn't yet been allowed to rest. Someone who is still rebuilding a life from the ashes. And that's not failure. That's resilience. Christmas just happens to be the place where all the chapters collide. The place where grief, joy, tradition, pressure, loss, and love all sit at the same table. No wonder the season feels heavy. No wonder it feels complicated. No wonder it brings up every ghost. But ghosts don't mean we're cursed. They mean we're human, and we're still here. The motherhood pressure cooker, the weight women carry in silence. Here's the thing nobody tells you about adulthood. Once you become a mother, especially a mother with trauma, Christmas stops being a holiday. It becomes a performance, a pressure cooker, a guilt fest wrapped in tinsel. While everyone else is talking about cozy vibes and mulled wine, so many of us are behind the scenes doing emotional triage, buying gifts we can barely afford, cooking meals we don't have energy for, cleaning a house that refuses to clean itself, decorating for the memories, budgeting like economists, managing our own grief, pretending we're okay, trying not to lose our minds, keeping traditions alive for our kids, while carrying the weight of our entire family system on our backs. And the world tells us, but it's the most wonderful time of the year. Yeah, for who? Because for a lot of us, especially single moms, trauma survivors, women rebuilding from destruction, Christmas is the Olympics of overwhelm. It's where emotional labor, financial stress, generational trauma, and perfectionism all decide to join forces like it's the Avengers of anxiety. I didn't grow up knowing stability. I grew up knowing vigilance. So when I had kids, something inside me whispered, make it magical, make it perfect, make sure they never feel what you felt. And I carried that like a religion. The smorgasbord, the decorations, the traditions, the gifts, the atmosphere, the expectations. Even on years when money was disappearing faster than snow in April. Even on years when my relationship was cracking under betrayal. Even on years when my business was collapsing and my self-worth was hanging by a thread. Even on years when I was too sick to stand upright. Even on years when I was crying in the bathroom between stirring the pot and setting the table. Because mothers, we don't get sick days for Christmas. We don't get emotional support teams. We are the support team. We are the planners, the providers, the chefs, the magicians, the miracle workers. And then we carry the guilt when we can't keep up. And the part that hurts the most? No one sees the mom crying at 2 a.m., wrapping gifts on the floor. No one sees the mom skipping meals so the kids can have a nicer holiday. No one sees the mom hiding her panic so the kids can feel joy. No one sees the mom holding her trauma and her traditions at the same time. We show up anyway. We always show up. But some years, showing up feels like breaking. And that's the part we don't talk about. Christmas is supposed to be magical for kids, yes, but for so many mothers, it's a mirror of everything we're trying so hard to heal, fix, or hide. It's not just a holiday, it's a battlefield of expectations, a financial tightrope, a trauma trigger, a performance we didn't audition for, and yet we do it. We create something out of nothing. We fight for moments of joy. We stretch ourselves like elastic until we snap. We love our kids through exhaustion and fear. We carry the silent burdens of 1,000 Christmases past, because that's what mothers do. But maybe, just maybe, this year is the year we talk about it. This year is the year we stop pretending. This year is the year we admit, I'm trying incredibly hard, and it's hard. This year is the year we allow ourselves to be human, not holiday machines, not emotional acrobats. Not the perfect Christmas elves holding the world together with wishful thinking and coffee. Just human. Mothers who love fiercely. Mothers who try endlessly. Mothers who break silently. Mothers who rise again. Mothers who deserve rest, softness, grace, and support. And if no one else says it to the mothers listening right now, I will. You're doing enough. You've always been enough. Your kids don't need perfect. They need you, the real you, the imperfect you, the you who's trying with everything she has. And that's more than enough. The loneliness we don't talk about, the fear beneath the festive lights. There's a kind of loneliness we don't talk about. Not the I'm home alone with Netflix loneliness, not the my friends are busy loneliness. I'm talking about the hollowness, the silence that echoes, the kind that sits in your bones, the void, the kind you start to fear might be your future. And I think Christmas brings that fear into HD, because when the rest of the world is posting cozy photos, family dinners, matching pajamas, you become painfully aware of everyone who isn't in the picture, the missing people, the broken relationships, the ones who passed, the ones who left without explanation, the ones you love but couldn't help, the ones you're afraid you're turning into. And I feel that every year, especially now, working extra shifts in elderly care, walking those quiet hallways, the ones that don't smell like cinnamon and gingerbread, but antiseptic and yesterday's soup, where the TV plays old reruns on low volume and the only Christmas lights are the ones decorating oxygen machines, where loneliness lives in room after room. Some residents haven't had a visitor in months, some in years. Some don't even remember the last Christmas they spent with family. Some just sit and stare at the door, as if any minute now someone they love might walk in. Most of the time, no one does, and it hits me hard because suddenly, every fear I carry about ending up alone, every fear about repeating my dad's fate, every fear about the future comes crashing down. I look at these elderly souls, these forgotten lives, these stories fading in slow motion, and I think of my dad, how he spent so many Christmases alone, how he waited, how he hoped, how he deteriorated not because he didn't care, but because addiction and loneliness swallowed him whole. I see him in every hallway, in every whispered good jewel, meaning Merry Christmas in Swedish. I see him in every empty chair. Some people living there even have the kind of dementia induced by heavy alcohol consumption. That one is a rough trigger for me. In every room where the only Christmas gift is a poinsettia, a nurse placed there so the resident wouldn't feel forgotten. It's haunting, it's heartbreaking, and it's also a mirror. Because sometimes I worry, will that be me one day? Sick, alone, waiting for someone who never arrives? Will my anxiety, trauma, and exhaustion push me into the same slow isolation? Am I cursed to follow his path? It's a terrifying thought, one I never say out loud. But I know so many of you are scared of the same thing, becoming the lonely one, the forgotten one, the one whose life is reduced to memories no one remembers. And that's why Christmas hits differently, because it shines a spotlight on everything missing, on every wound, on every unresolved story, on every fear you've ever stuffed into a drawer. It's not that we don't want to feel joy. It's just that the grief is louder this time of year. But here's the truth I've learned. Walking those hallways, serving dinner, holding wrinkled hands, listening to stories that are fading with every passing day. Loneliness is not destiny. Loneliness is not inherited. Loneliness is not a curse. Loneliness is not the only ending available to you. My dad's story is not my story. The elderly residents' stories are not my guaranteed future. Their pain is a reminder, not a prophecy. If anything, their loneliness teaches me what matters. Connection, presence, truth, community, healing, receiving support. The things I've always been too busy surviving to fully embrace. And maybe that's the point. Christmas isn't just a reminder of who we've lost. It's a reminder of what we need and what we deserve going forward. Love, belonging, warmth, a place to land, people who stay, people who see you, people who choose you, not because they have to, but because they want to. And if you don't have that right now, it doesn't mean you never will. You're not too broken. You're not too late. You're not too old. You're not cursed. You're not your father. You're not doomed to the same ending. You are a human being in transition between what was painful and what will one day feel like peace. Christmas doesn't have to be the measure of your worth. It doesn't define your future. It doesn't dictate your destiny. It's just a season. A heavy one, yes, but still just a season, and seasons change, so keep going. Never give up your hope to level up your selfie. This Christmas, I'm choosing something different, letting go of perfection and choosing peace instead. This year, I'm doing Christmas differently, not perfectly, not performatively, not the way I used to, with the pressure to recreate some childhood magic while wrestling my own nervous system into silence. No, this year I'm choosing peace over performance. For the first time in a long time, I'm not hosting. I'm not killing myself to create the perfect table setting, or the perfect menu, or the perfect atmosphere to hide the imperfect reality. This year, I'm taking my boys to my mom's lake house in Og, Dalarna, Sweden, our winter and summer paradise, the red house by the frozen lake, the sauna that smells like birch and my kids' childhood memories, the kind of silence you can feel in your bones, not the scary silence of abandonment, but the good kind, the healing kind, the one that comes with snow falling softly and the crackling of the fireplace. There's something about that place. It feels like the universe presses pause, like all the chaos loosens its grip for a moment. I know the time together will be blessed. Not perfect, not Instagram glossy, but real, warm, human. I'll see my extended family too. Aunts, cousins, in Javli on Christmas Eve. Family that feels safe. Family that doesn't ask me to perform. Family that just lets me exist. And maybe that's enough this year. Because the truth is, I don't have the bandwidth to be the Christmas superhero anymore. Not this year. Not with the financial stress. Not with the business still trying to find its footing. Not with the bookkeeping, taxes, launches, content, creative projects piled up on my desk. Not with a month of sickness, root canals, endless bills, canceled shifts, and no safety net. Not with a heart that's been carrying grief, betrayal, breakdowns, and survival mode for too many winters in a row. I don't want to pretend I have my life together. I don't, not right now, but I do want to be present. I want to laugh with my boys even if my bank account is screaming. I want to sip hot chocolate by the fire even if I'm stressed about invoices. I want to walk in the snow even if my life feels like a blizzard inside. I want to let the sauna melt the tension in my chest. I want to let the lake reflect back a version of me that isn't drowning. I want to choose softness for myself, something I've never been allowed, not even as a child. This year, I'm not chasing perfection. I'm chasing breath. I'm chasing moments. I'm chasing peace. I'm chasing any tiny spark of joy I can find in the winter darkness. And maybe, just maybe, that's the beginning of a new Christmas story. One that isn't built on trauma or guilt or obligation or expectations. One that isn't about overgiving or overcompensating. One that doesn't require me to be the miracle worker for everyone else. One that's simply about being human with the people I love in a place that feels safe without the performance. Without the pressure, without the panic, without the ghosts running the show. This year, I'm choosing something different. Something lighter. Something kinder. I don't know what next year will bring. I don't know where I'll be financially or emotionally or spiritually. But I know this. I don't want to survive this season. I want to experience it. On my terms. At my pace, without pretending. And that is enough. A message for anyone struggling this season. For the ones holding it together in the dark. If you're listening to this right now with a lump in your throat, if you feel the heaviness of December tightening around your chest, if everyone keeps telling you to cheer up or be grateful, but gratitude feels like a luxury emotion you don't have the energy for, this part is for you. Because the truth is, Christmas is not merry for everyone. It's not cozy for everyone. It's not magical for everyone. For some people, it's a reminder of everything they've lost. For others, it's a reminder of everything they never had. For many, it's a reminder of everything they're trying desperately to hide. And if that's you, baby, you are not broken. You are not cursed. You are not failing at life. You are human. And some seasons of life hurt more than others. Maybe money is tight. Maybe your heart is heavy. Maybe you're grieving someone who won't walk through the door this year. Maybe you're healing from a breakup or betrayal no one knows the full story of. Maybe you're the strong one who's tired of being the strong one. Maybe you're sitting in a messy house, staring at a Christmas tree that cost more emotional energy than you had. Maybe you're lonely even when you're not alone. Or maybe you're just exhausted, the kind of tired that sleep can't fix. Whatever it is, I need you to hear this. You are doing enough. You have done enough. You are enough, even when you feel like you're falling apart. Especially when you feel like you're falling apart. You don't need to earn rest. You don't need to decorate your trauma with fairy lights. You don't need to pretend you're fine so others can stay comfortable. You don't need to host, perform, entertain, or carry a holiday on your back if you're not okay. You don't owe anyone a magical Christmas. Not when you're struggling to keep yourself upright. And let me say something that society never does. It's okay if this year is different. It's okay if this year looks nothing like the old traditions. It's okay if the gifts are smaller. It's okay if the house is messier. It's okay if your heart is still healing. You're not behind. You're rebuilding. You're not a failure. You're surviving storms most people never had to face. You're not weak. You're carrying generations of pain while trying to create a better future for your children. And if you're doing it alone, oh my God, You're a superhero without a cape. But listen closely, you don't have to do it all anymore. You don't have to be everything for everyone. You don't have to pretend the holidays don't hurt. You can be honest, you can be vulnerable, you can ask for support. You can choose peace over perfection. You can choose rest over pressure. You can choose presence over performance. You can choose you. And if nobody has told you this yet, consider this your Christmas blessing. You deserve softness. You deserve safety. You deserve warmth. You deserve joy. You deserve connection. You deserve a future that doesn't feel like your past. You are not doomed to repeat your parents' story. You are not destined to end up alone. You are not walking into the same ending. You're breaking cycles they never could. Baby, which you are the turning point, and that is holy work. So if you're struggling this season, hold on. Not because everything is perfect, not because everything is easy, but because you are worth holding on to. The world needs you. Your story isn't finished. Your softness is needed. Your resilience is real. Your glow is still inside you, even if it's dim right now. It will come back, just like the light always returns after the darkest day of the year. You are not alone in this moment. I'm right here with you. And somewhere out there, across cities and countries and time zones, thousands of other listeners are breathing through the same December ache. You're part of a quiet sisterhood of souls trying their best in the dark, and that is enough. You are enough. If this episode touched something in you, if it made you feel seen, comforted, or a little less alone in the December heaviness, I'd love for you to stay connected. This podcast is my heart, my healing, and my truth in motion. And if you're here listening, it means you're part of this journey too. So if you haven't already, follow the show, subscribe wherever you're listening, leave a review if it felt meaningful. Share this episode with someone who might need it. A friend, a sister, a mother, someone surviving a quiet storm behind a brave face. You never know whose life you'll touch just by passing this message on. And one more thing, if you're craving a space where you don't have to pretend, where you can be creative, messy, healing, growing, weird, magical, and fully you, I've just opened the doors to the Level Up Your Selfie School community. It's where we go deeper into everything we talk about here. Creative healing, self-worth, AI magic, storytelling, glow-up rituals, real connection, not just the curated Instagram version. If this episode resonated, the community will feel like home. You can join us via the link in my bio or at melikey.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for surviving this season with me. And thank you for choosing to heal, even when it's hard, even when no one sees it. As always, extra rainbow sparkles and good vibes only.